This video review is being brought to you by PrimeToys.net. PrimeToys.net, where you can get your collector grade toys for not the collector grade prices. PrimeToys.net. And I'm a reviewer, so let the reviews be joined. Hey guys, your friend Dynamite here, once again with another video review for you. And today we're going to look at all the Stunticons because we're going to bring them in and we're going to combine them into Menasor. And as you can see, we have basically all 7 of them here, though one of them is not going to be used. Though I will bring him in off-road here at the end to show something, though I have yet to get it to work. I can show it so you can see if you can manage to get it to work. But let's go ahead and set off-road off to the side. But also we have, of course, we have Blackjack, Breakneck, aka Wild Rider, Dead End, Motormaster, Dragstrip, and Breakdown. To start off, we're going to, just transform into their combined form. We're going to start with Motormaster here. We're going to transform him into his torso mode, and to do so is real simple. If you've seen my previous video, you kind of know it as well. But we'll just go ahead and start turning his legs around. Well, actually, we gotta get his arms out first. We pull the panels here on each side down. Well, if I can get my nail to pop it loose. Yeah, come on. There we go. Pop those down. You can then pull these. I tend to pull them outward toward the outer body. If you have the legs, that gives you a little bit more clearance. But just to get these straightened out. Next step, you can go ahead and straighten the legs up and pull this whole section down into his waist. You're basically converting him almost into his robot form and straighten all that out. Next, you'll want to go ahead and flip his arms out to his sides. You can straighten the arms up to make it easier. And you'll fold them all the way back. And as before, this little peg hole, these will peg right into it. Like so. And then you'll flip the arms like so. Basically, you're putting them back towards the front, and then you're folding the arm back up just like you would into his truck mode, back up here into his back, which again, it will, when you straighten it out, you have this peg here, which will peg in right there. If you gotta kind of lean it up, do just like so. You hear it click. You fold the fist down, and you also fold this panel down, which is like the sun visor or wind vane there on the front of the truck. And this opens up basically this combiner port for one of the arms. This being actually the right arm. You'll do the same on the other side. Flip, twist it around. Fold that panel down, and make sure it pegs in. Once you got it straightened out, right, like so, fold this down, and there's basically the upper body set. You can go ahead and flip the panels open, and you'll raise Motormaster's head up, and you're also pulling up the upper torso, which I've always considered, this also looks so much like the Matrix basic general area too. So just like on Cabana Wars Prime, straighten out his horns and his head. You can go ahead and close these back for the time being, just to get it out of the way, give you some more room to work with. You'll raise this panel up, and you can do one of 2 things in this way. If you want to do it the normal way to do this, the instructions say, is you rotate this around, where you have basically this section, his front part of his leg sticking towards his back. Because you'll have these pegs right here, which will come into play. You'll unpeg his legs back out, and you'll want to ratchet it out a little bit, and you'll turn this joint here, and then you'll turn this ratchet joint up just enough where you can, because what you'll do is you'll flip this panel here up, and as you can see here, there's a peg hole there, and that peg will peg right into it. But you got to get it just right, which I don't think I did there. As you can see, it does kind of, no matter what you do, really, with this, you can see it kind of gives it a weird angle on the leg, which it's weird. You know, you also about the bottom, you want to flip the foot back out like you're basically turning them into robot form. And when you do it on this side as well, it doesn't really throw it off. But you can, when you do that, you know, so you see it's the ratchet joints in there kind of throw it off a lot. And when you straighten his legs up, when you get them combined, you know, his limbs on there, it'll sort of do it, but it's actually easier for you to just to leave these on pegged and to just straighten it out that way and then just lay them up there. Or I have also found that if you have it, you can actually turn it around if you wish. Or I'm going to turn it this way. Well, no, wait. I'm doing it the wrong way. I'm sorry. It's these that turn around. If you ratchet the legs, if you stick the leg all the way up, and then you twist the whole joint all the way around like so, and then you also twist this section around back at the knee, and then bend it like so, you can still have it up. Like you flip this panel back up, and you'll get a little bit more leverage towards it. Like, I'll do it on this side. Bring it all the way around. Basically bringing it around to where you see the screws on this side. Twisting the joint there and straighten it out. It gives you a little bit wider of a waist. And when you bring this piece down, which is basically his waist area, you can actually swivel it out just a little bit and makes it look a little bit better. Which this isn't bad looking at all. There is a company, Nonnef Productions, which I will post the link below. They have they got a piece out where you can put a little extra ratchet joint where you basically take this off, and there's those little piece that you can put in there that they make for it that gives it a little extra joint in there, that extra little ratcheting sound put in there, I believe, or it takes one away. I'm not exactly sure. It could be that adds the joint to it. But you do that basically to it, and they'll give you that. I'm going to have it like this just for the show to give him that little bit more leg girth behind, and it gives it a little bit more separation in the legs. It doesn't really affect the knees or anything for it. It will kind of give him this, and takes a little bit off the waist. But you know, just for this, I'm going to do it this way. We'll set him down. And we'll go ahead and go for his legs, which I want to break down next. The legs, of course, are very, very simple. As you can see with all these guys, I actually put their arm or foot piece on them so I wouldn't keep them mixed up. But we'll attach this. Simply, almost forgot. I always forget to pop the windshield down. Flip this down into that position. Straighten this piece out. Squeeze that up. And you'll squeeze that down, and there's his right leg. And also I should note that I am doing this as the G1 style version. So aside from the core, I almost forgot to put the little combiner port here up. Raise that up. Aside from it being this way, which is what G1 was, I'm putting basically the the Stunticons in their G1 positions. Breakdown, of course, was the right leg, and Wild Rider Breakneck here was the left leg. And like with Wild Breakdown, pop the panel out, windshield back, rotate this back, and simply just put his foot in there. And almost forgot, I'm putting it backwards. Let's not forget the combiner port again. Rotate that up, and there's his left leg. And we'll go ahead and combine Motormaster to him just to get him standing. Simply, all you do is just take the combiner port and slide it right in. Do it on this side. Slide it right in. Alright, come on now. There we go. And they fit right in snug. As you can see, it gives them that little bit extra girth and gives them a little bit more leg separation here in the legs. I know you can't see the upper body, but this is just, I'm mostly trying to get this shown here. And we'll just slide him back just to get him back out of the way. And before I do that, I'll slide the camera back just a hair, just to bring it more in the picture. And let's bring dead end here into the frame, and we'll transform him into his arm mode. Again, with dead end, it's very simple. Basically, grab each side panel here on the back, flip it around. You're going to rotate this down and around. Don't forget, you want to rotate this around to the bottom. Make sure this is all pegged back together, because you'll want to flip these back once you get this straightened out, like so. Make sure you got the basic little knees basically here for them. Peg it back together. And with him being, of course, the left arm, you want to you can flip it, turn it this way, or you can turn it this way. It's better actually to turn it this way, because if you have it in this direction, these knees will get in the way. So, and like you see here, mine keeps wanting to pop apart, and I think that's how most dead ends work. I'm not sure. Next, you want to flip the windshield back again here, which you don't necessarily have to do this full way. You can keep this down. You can keep this, like so, for his arm if you wish. The instructions basically show for you to do. I always forget the windshields on these guys. Basically for you to do like so. So this is basically his arm mode, aside from his fist, of course. Here we're going to flip his hand down. There we go. And with him being this arm, flip it like so and like so. And we'll just peg this in. And there's his left arm. We're going to attach his arm, basically the same. Basically port him in right here and slide it right down. And we'll stand you back up. And Menasor is getting nearly there. Let me go ahead and raise this camera. Well, let's get Dragstrip first before we get the camera up. Again, Dragstrip's real simple as well. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get the port out. You fold the front end back just a little bit, and yeah, actually, I've got the head stuck there first. You're supposed to turn this around first. Fold this down, and you peg it into the peg hole there, and then you flip the head back. You will also swing his arms out like so. Swing them around to almost like he's doing a Y. You will swing right here in this direction, and then fold them down like so. Do the same on this side, which I'm not doing it right because I ain't got the arm right there. And like so. It's weird that he's doing like that, but that's the way it looks. You'll slide the legs down and turn this, the hip. Take his hand, and I should note, I spoke before of a video or instruction thing on TFW or TF 2005 about fixing his hands, and I tried to do that on this guy, and I kind of messed up a little bit. As you can see, I'm not complete with him. It's actually a little thrown off. I just kind of put the pin back in there for now so I wouldn't lose it. I need to go back and sand it in there in the fingers some more and actually get these separate some more. But I don't even think I got the fingers in there in the right positions. But it's just in there temporarily for now. So, but I'll also post a link to that TFW 2005 if you want to try to do this as well. Don't do as bad job as I have because, of course, like I said, mine's not complete. So. But of course, you peg in his hand here, and with Dragstrip, again, he is his right arm, and we'll bring Motormaster down and peg him in as well. Okay, come on, sucker. There we go. And we'll stand Menasor up. And I want to adjust them just a little bit, make sure you got them straight. And we'll adjust the camera to get them all the way up there for the last of the Stunticons here, which is little Blackjack. Blackjack, there's nothing to him really. There is a little quality control problem with him, or I shouldn't say really with him, it's more with Motormaster than anything. Let me bring him in so you can see him a little bit better. I apologize for the quality of the lighting, by the way. One of my lamps went out on me. Just haven't been able to get a new bulb for it. Okay, right here in this paneling, you open this up, and I probably should have done this with the Motormaster. I actually spoke about it in my review of him. These pegs here, if you sand them down just a little bit, I think maybe, I can't even say for sure exactly how much you need to you ought to try to sand these down some, but I wouldn't even say that very far back. You can actually test it. Take a little sander, sand these down just on each side a little bit. Go little by little and keep testing it on this. But what I mean by this is these pegs here that Blackjack here will sit in. It doesn't really peg in that well because of the way the things are. I think these are basically too long, so it doesn't let Blackjack sit in there right. So it keeps falling out. Each time mine, he still does. I mean, he'll sit in there if you leave it alone, but now for Blackjack, to put him in there, all you do is you leave him in basically his car mode. You will unpeg his weapon, and these two little holes here will peg. His weapon will peg right into that, like a shield or something, right, like so, like that, and that's all there is to it. And then, as I said before, these two little peg holes here will peg right onto him. And I don't know how well mine's going to try and hold. He tends to hold it, but he tends to slide out too, which he's going to hold pretty well there. And there he is. We'll slide him back. And I'll try to adjust this camera here so you can see better his complete form. And this is Menasor. Come on. There we go. There we go. Come on. Sorry about that. My tripod here's wanting to be funny with me. But this is basically Menasor in his combined form. Now, I should also note on these yes, the feet and the hands do have issues. Everybody complains about them because there's not a lot of. Here's, of course, Motormaster's combined weapon. You can basically just peg right in there to give it to them. The hands and feet, they do have no articulation at all, no finger articulation really. And there are a couple of companies like Nonnef's one and Perfect Effect, both done a set for them. I suggest you test both of them out. I'm not sure. I think the Perfect Effect sets are like $30, but you get 2 hands, 2 feet, and they kind of transform into weaponry and stuff for them. So that's kind of worth it. The Nonnef set is just basically the hand. I'm not sure. I think he's still got that on pre-order. I'm not sure what all it will do, but that's for that. But one last thing before I sign off here. I'm going to show you some. I've seen a couple images of this, and I'm not fully sure. I've tried it. I actually see why my Menasor's leaning there. I didn't realize he was leaning so bad. Sorry about that. There he goes. He was sitting back on his joints a little bit. But if you turn Menasor around here, he's kind of weighed down a little bit. I think this kind of helps. But in this section right here, you see this area on his back. You got these 2 little pegs here and down in here. There is supposed to be a way if we take Offroad in this form, in his vehicle form, and you peg these peg holes here, these pegs here, and this down here is supposed to, I think, peg in like right here or in around here somewhere. I haven't been able to quite figure out how it's supposed to sit, I mean, and I've seen people have said it just sitting in here somehow, and see, as you see there, as I'm trying to get them in here, Blackjack decides he wants to fall off. He might actually not be pegging into a peg hole, he might just be sitting in there. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So Offroad does have a way to combine with them in a way. It's not really going, doesn't look too stable because it actually looks like he's trying to weigh Menasor down some more, but and there he goes. But you know, there you go. I'm sure there's probably a way he sticks in there a little bit better, but that's, you basically get the gist of where he's supposed to sit out in there if you want to play with that and see. And as you can see, like I said, Blackjack fell out, but we'll pop him back into place and get him to stay. And basically that's going to be it, guys. As you can see, this is Combiner Wars, basically combined Devastate, or excuse me, Menasor. Not too bad. I really do like the way they've done all these. And as I said before, the Motormaster mold really works well compared to the Prime. All these molds are really good. Sadly, the only problem I have with them is just that they're getting used so much these days. Like if you saw the left recent TFCon from Toronto pictures and stuff of Victorion, you get basically got Breakdown and Dead End being used again. You got the Alpha Bravo mold being used twice on it, and you got the Hotspot mold being used again for that. And the color scheme they got for it, of course, was sickening looking, but there you go. So I mean, that tells you they're using all these modes over and over again. As I said, you know, Dead End, or excuse me, Dragstrip's going to be used as Mirage. You know, they're all being repainted and reused again and again and again. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. As always, please comment, like, and share this video. And if you have done so, please subscribe. And check out primetoys.net for all your Transformer needs. You can go on there and you pick up all these guys on there for great prices. And if you go now and use the code TransmissionsJuly, you can actually get 10% off your order. And that's just for this month of July. So it's only got a few more days left here in July, so be sure to use it quick. But that's it, guys. As always, I will post links to my, or you can follow me on the web, on my Twitter. You can send me an email. You can even check out my Tumblr, which I haven't, or excuse me, not Tumblr, my Instagram, which I sadly I haven't posted my picture up yet, but it will go up soon. But definitely check me out, guys, and thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you guys soon.